Well, today I have a little short video to show you. I actually started doing some seeds in this flower box. They're actually flower seeds because I already had some growing. And if you don't have a greenhouse, there is a way to promote your seeds to grow without needing a greenhouse. You can do it in several different kinds of ways. You just want a container that you put your potting soil in. For flowers, is a flower potting soil, and for vegetables, there's a vegetable potting soil, even so, for like tomatoes and other vegetables. We just had our garage door fixed, and the new door didn't have any windows in it, but the old windows were left over, and I'm using them to make a greenhouse effect. Now, of course, the dirt depth is about an inch and a half to 2 inches below the top here. So this is going to give me about 2 inches, so that way I can make sure that they started growing. And what you do is you put the seeds in the dirt, and when it's flower seeds, you just barely cover it with dirt. Then I took this old garage window, that's what that is, it's an old garage window, and I watered the soil real well, and then I put that on top. Now after about 10 days, this would show sprouts from the seeds, as long as the seeds weren't old seeds. Whenever you buy your seeds in the store, make sure they're of the most recent crop. They'll be dated. That's where the expiration date on seeds is very important. You don't want seeds from 4 years ago, although sometimes when you have seeds that you bought that are like beans, for some reason, bean seeds will grow pretty much no matter how old they are. I don't understand that, but they do. So after your plants sprout, then you take this off. You only use this to keep moisture in on top of your seeds, and also to give that extra warmth they need there. There actually has grown in here a little baby pansy from my efforts. I'm going to put that right there. That needs to come out of there so I can lay that down flat. That's a little wire hanger I use to make a perch for birds. We have birds that like to come out here, and they love to perch in here while they're waiting their turn on the bird feeders behind me. So there's one tiny little yellow one that has popped up from where I planted the seeds. And let me show you that real quick. Yes, I'm in my bare feet because I don't like shoes. And here's the little one right here that's cropped up. He's got a little friend there. There's more in this blank dirt space to help fill this all out. And then over here, I have a big pot. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, this is the big pot here. Let me move this camera over just a little bit. Okay, so I've done the same thing with this great big pot. Bad thing is there were some bird seeds that fell into this pot, and now they're growing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull those out. It just looks like grass. And see, this is just bird seed stuff right here. You can tell when you pick it up, and you can see the actual seedling underneath. This is not a vegetable. I've got some veggies growing in here. So I can just go ahead and go through this and pull all these little birdseed things out, or I can leave them until the real plants come up, because they will come up a certain way. I'd like to get some of these out of here. But I'll clean this deck off, but I can throw them off the side of the deck if I want. So I'm going to replace this. This is going to need some more water, because sometimes when you initially water it, I mean, this potting soil was really moist, and but you want to make sure that it doesn't go dry when you're using this homemade greenhouse effect. Another way you can do the same thing is by taking plastic wrap and use some straws and just attach the plastic wrap with a couple pieces of tape around the edge, so then you have like this little dome tent. Another thing that I have done, and I'll show you this on the table, is I have created a little greenhouse this way. And what I did was, I have one of these little pots that has the little tray underneath that will hold water. And this Ziploc bag is just big enough to give it that greenhouse effect. And actually, we have growth in here that wasn't there before. So I'm going to show you the results of this one. Let's take this off. And I have little plants growing in here. So I need to put some more water on the actual dirt. You know, what happens with the plastic over top is it acts like the sky. After the heat collects in that bag, it creates condensation, just like clouds, and then it rains back down on it. So I always come out and kind of puff it up. Because through the day, the heat will rise in there, and it'll fill that up with moisture, and it'll go back down and feed the plants. If you're going to use planters, like this big old guy right here, when you get them, there's no holes in them. But this one has several levels. It has like 3 different levels. And I always make sure that I don't get soggy bottom of plants in it. And the way I do that is, I will put rocks in the bottom of this to fill the very bottom of it for drainage. And then I take a 1/2-inch drill bit with my hand drill, and I drill draining holes on each level. So there's one here, there's one on the top level, and then there's actually on this particular planter spots where it shows you these circles, and that's where you drill the drainage holes. They don't tell you that when you buy these, but that's what those little round circle parts are for. And I'm going to fill that up. That'll be the next video. I'm going to show you how to actually do all that. So these are some seeding tips. I hope you've enjoyed it. And actually works. So you can even use a Ziploc bag. If I wanted that to stay up all the time, I could always put a straw inside there. Note to self though, if you're trying to grow anything fruit-wise, I remember what I put in here. This is tomatoes. And what's growing is not the tomato plants yet. They've only been in there for a few days. So about 2 weeks, and then we'll see the fruits of that. But I need to get out here and water these guys. And water the flowers because they're doing very well. Raccoons will mess with your fruit seeds or your any kind of vegetable. Since I used tomato slices to do this, you can take a tomato from the store, take some slices from it, stick it in a pot, put dirt over top of it, and let those seeds germinate, and then you'll end up with tomato plants. You'll never be out of tomato plants. Always save your tomato seeds if you don't want to keep buying tomato plants. I went into Garden Shock when I saw the pricing of buying tomato plants already grown, about 4 or 5 inches, and they wanted over $5 for them. And that's just not in my budget, so we're going to grow them from seed this year. So it is now the garden season here in Georgia, so I am trying to get it caught up, and I'll have more videos about germinating, plowing up, and cultivating up your garden using an electric rototiller. And I'm getting visited by these little brown nuthatches out here. We have lots of bird feeders. So enjoy your day. Come back and visit again, and your Barefoot Garden Country Cook is back at it.